Welcome back to Unauthorized Media, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else watching this, aliens and all of the above. So today we're going to talk about anime side characters, ones that you wouldn't mind, well, I guess we wouldn't mind because you're not talking, ones we wouldn't mind watching like a show about or anything like that, you know, read a manga about them, some shit like that. And I'm going to pan it over to our resident novice and see what he has to say.
You look, I can't say. You can say whatever you
want.
I should have said school. I said, I had to catch myself. I'm like, I almost made that man lose his like, I was thinking about two. I was thinking about a couple of people. I was thinking about from two different shows. Primarily, I was thinking about UA from My Hero Academia. I think there's a couple guys you could split up the main trio, and you could, to me, I think they could get
their own TV shows.
Yeah, I think that's a good possibility because they do a good job in developing those side characters outside of Deku. And also, I'm gonna go back to my number one favorite of all time. I just love the way Yu Yu Hakusho developed those characters, and I think you could pick any one of those three or those four.
I wouldn't.
And just develop, like, have their own little show.
I don't know
if it's not deep enough, but I think they can have their own side show that I would actually still pay attention to.
Man, I don't know if I would. I forgot his name. Kuwabara. I don't know if I would watch a show with Kuwabara. Just Kuwabara.
I probably wouldn't watch a spinoff for Kuwabara.
Hiei and Kurama, I would probably watch a spinoff for those two. And then also like Genkai, I would watch a spinoff from Genkai.
Your story's over.
She's still alive.
Your story's over.
What about like a pre-story, like a prequel?
You kind of got some of that with her whole thing already. They did a really good job of giving you her backstory. They went in on her stuff. So
okay.
And you gave primarily most of your power is in Yusuke now. So
what about Junior? Would you watch a spinoff of Junior?
Hell no.
Oh, Koenma?
Yeah, Koenma.
No.
No? And just like developing other spirit detectives or anything like that?
No.
I would like a spinoff where Yusuke is developing spirit detectives.
That would be legit.
But not his kid.
No.
We had enough of those.
No.
Anyone else?
I would say Dragon Z, but I mean,
everybody wants Gohan.
Everyone and Vegeta too. I mean, I'd love to watch a prequel of Vegeta. Would be. I mean, you've seen a lot of his stuff.
I'm a huge Gohan fan, and I love it. But at the same time, I'm excited. I want to see what they do with this next era.
The new movie that's coming out.
Yeah, the new movie that's coming out. Because we pretty much know Gohan's story, essentially.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like,
you've seen him since you were 3 or 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm like, what can they actually tell us about Goku?
Like, I wouldn't mind looking more into Vegeta's past, like some things that he did and stuff like that, because he was evil as shit before he came to planet Earth.
Why?
So, and I wouldn't mind a spin-off of Frieza.
In the prequel?
Yeah,
he was destroying monsters and stuff like that.
You called him a whiny bitch.
Yeah, he was whiny. Like,
let me kill your father and destroy all your people. See how you feel about it.
Because from what I've seen, there were several episodes about, like, they showed a little bit about it, how he was just like a little brat, essentially.
No. He was the Prince of all Saiyans.
I know, but
and stronger than most of them.
But not Goku.
Yes.
And I was saying, from videos I saw, he was like just a little whiny brat. Like,
well, I mean, he whines.
I give him brat.
Well, I mean, he does whine a little bit, like he whined.
Like, I'm crying, like he was just like, being a little terrorist, like just being
a little terrorist. He was a little terrorist. How tall is he? Like 5'5", something like that. He's super short. Well, his hair gives him an extra 6 inches.
That's why he's like a little whiny brat. He's like, just being extra when he was a little kid.
Not just when he was a kid though. Whenever he found out Goku was stronger than him, like he's whined about that so much. Like literally, he cried about it. Was it on the moon? Where did he train at? When he came Super Saiyan?
It was some random planet.
Some random planet. He literally dropped down to his knees and cried about it.
Well, I viewed that more as him hitting the wall, and it was just like,
how come he can do it but I can't do it?
Not only is he there and stronger than me, but there's a wall here that there's nothing explaining why I've hit it.
Right. I can't get any stronger right now.
Because Goku didn't do anything as far as he's seen to warrant you not hitting that wall.
Right.
And it's like, oh, there's a wall here. Who the fuck put this wall here? Did he put it here? Like, but we see you just kind of walk by it. And it's just like, well, when I try to walk around it, it moves.
And the same thing with like Super Saiyan 2 and then Super Saiyan 3, which Vegeta's never achieved. And then Super Saiyan 4 and GT, which is not canon for those of you who don't know. And then reaching Super Saiyan God, which, oh my god, Vegeta was like, I don't want to do this.
Well, literally, 3, he technically skipped, which I like. Somebody, I don't remember his name, sorry, but he was on YouTube and he was explaining how he thinks the Super Saiyan thing works, and he believes it as a tree instead of a line. So it's like one route tree can lead to Super Saiyan 3, but another one leads to God, another one leads to Blue, because they, when he was talking about, he was like, you don't ever see them really go. You see them go 1, 2, and then Goku goes goes to like 3 when he's like fighting Boo or something. He's like, he's showing them that. But when they're going to God, for some reason they go base mode and then they go God, and then they lose God and then they go Blue.
Right.
So he was talking about that, and he was like, okay, so these might just be different branches of a tree that you have to go through.
Yeah, and then you have Ultra Ego, which is going to be in the movie, by the way. And you have Ultra Instinct, and then you've got whatever Gohan's is. I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, like Ultimate Mastered or whatever.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, and then Piccolo also gets a new form of the movie, and I wouldn't mind seeing a spin-off of Piccolo. That might be kind of cool. Like going to the other Namekian planet that we've never seen before.
If they do that, I think that would be interesting. But I think an off-world Vegeta,
that would be good.
Be fun.
Like when if he goes to the planet with
if he goes
with Kale and
if he goes to Universe 6 or whatever, and actually goes and fucks around on their planet, I think that would be fun.
Right, but man, could you imagine a whole planet of just Super Saiyans?
Yeah, and a universe fucking destroyed.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, because not every Saiyan, as we've seen with Broly and with what was her name? It wasn't Kale, Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
As we saw with Broly and Khalifa, they cannot control their shit. So does that mean like every Saiyan, like there are only some Saiyans that can control it? And then you also saw Goku when he turned Super Saiyan for the first time. He straight up yelled at Gohan and said, "Get the fuck out of here!" Basically. So there's a rage in there that you have to learn to control. I feel like.
At the same time, Goku, I don't think at the beginning when he first went Super Saiyan, he was cocky as fuck. But I don't think he 100% believed that I can protect you and fight.
Right.
So yeah, you tell your son to run because it's like, well, shit. I don't know.
But dude, when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, that's the cockiest motherfucker you've seen so far.
I mean,
when he went Super Saiyan 2, dude.
Had Gogeta.
Yeah,
Gogeta is cocky as fuck.
But that's because like it's more of Vegeta's personality, right?
No, they're both like that. Because when they defuse at one point, and Vegeta's like bitching at Goku, he's like, "Yeah, you played around too much." He's like, "No, it wasn't just me. You know, when we're in that form, we just do that." It's like, yeah, like y'all are cocky ass motherfuckers. Like,
right, but then you see Vegito, and Vegito is like, no fuck around, doesn't give a shit. He just.
I mean, depending on which one you're looking at. Because in that Janemba movie, he
didn't really fuck around, dude. What was that? Like Sky? What was it? The
Stardust beat.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking. Oh man.
Even that move. You ain't have to be that fanboy with that
move. So it's so bright and everything like that.
you fucking around. You can't tell me you fucking around.
Dude, everyone in Dragon Ball Z fucks around. Like, they even say in the Tournament of Power that we've talked about before. If you guys haven't seen that video, stop this. Go back and watch that. And we talked about how, like, 17 is literally just like, well, I don't let you power up. And like, it's ridiculous, so.
But I think Dragon Ball Z has a lot of people that you can, like, even TN, the fact that he built his own monastery temple and started training people like that, that's something that I can do. Okay, to what extent are you trying to train them? Right. Because you've seen the threats that you've seen.
Right. Did somebody come like destroy this stuff?
Nah, they just Goku pulled up on him and said, "Hey, come to this tournament."
Yeah, but then Master Roshi went on a rampage. Remember?
I could have sworn somebody.
Yeah, it was Master Roshi went on a rampage for some reason. I thought and they had to like stop him. I thought something was going on. Like
I don't remember none of that.
I remember something like that.
Dragon Ball. It's like I thought it was like tournament.
Tournament. Yeah. All they did was pull up on TN and pull him and say, "Hey, come to this tournament."
I could have sworn for like Oh,
I thought something happened too.
yeah.
They might have pulled up on him in the Resurrection F.
They did pull up. They
might have done that in Resurrection F.
But
at the same time, that begs the question, because now that you've done Resurrection F, you've done Tournament of Power, you've come back, to what extent are you training your people?
Right.
What are you preparing them for? To what level are you trying to get them to?
well, Tien was the one who taught Goku how to fly.
Yeah, because he was using his tail when they first fought.
As a helicopter, I remember, which is not possible.
I mean, it is your saying.
So Brody's some side characters from other shows other than Dragon Ball Z you would see.
Someone else mentioned that they liked the idea if there was a fourth faction in One Piece, and if they had
bounty hunters.
If they were bounty
hunters, dude, that'd be good.
I would like. Well, I wouldn't want it to happen because I like what they're doing with One Piece. But if for some reason it did, if Luffy dies and Zoro decides if Luffy doesn't get to be Pirate King, no one does.
Ooh.
And he builds a faction of bounty hunters.
That'd be good.
That would be legit.
Dude, someone was talking about like, what if whenever Luffy gets to the One Piece and everything like that, is about to become king of the pirates, Zoro goes, "No, I've been a bounty hunter this whole time. Let's go."
That or literally, even if they do, like if something happens like what happened with Usopp in Water 7, and they fuck up and something happens and Zoro is like, you know what? I told you before I would leave. If some shit like this keeps happening, I leave. But he's like, you know what? I do still love and I have a lot of loyalty to Luffy. I'm going to go back to be a bounty hunter because I do want to see you as Pirate King, but I can't travel with y'all anymore.
Yeah.
You're on too much fuck shit, but I will help you achieve your dream in my own way.
He is the most serious person on that boat.
He is, and it's one of those things like somebody has to be.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, Nami's pretty serious for the most part, unless you put berries in front of her face, and it's over.
Serious, but there's no true fear of Nami.
No.
No one, even if Nami gets as serious as she gets, no one's scared of you.
Not legitimately. Usopp and Chopper, but Chopper could easily destroy her, which is so confusing.
And I honestly think that Usopp could too.
You think so?
She's powerful with her Thunderball tempo.
Climb attack?
Yeah. But
if she has Zeus too.
Usopp is smarter than her.
Yeah. Well, he made the climb attack.
Not only that, his shots are going to be faster than it takes for you to accumulate that. And he knows what your thing does because he built it.
Right.
Well, he built the first one, I don't know. She built herself a new one or whatever. So in the time it takes you to pull out Zeus and tell him what to do, Usopp might die after because Zeus has a real personality or whatever.
Right.
But he might die after. But he hits you with two stars, any of his little shots, and Nami, you're dead.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't understand why they're afraid of Nami, but and Robin, she's just so morbid all the time.
Well, Robin, she's just a fucking assassin.
So who else though?
So other than them, when you were talking about My Hero, I don't think I would like for them to get individual shows, but if they finish their show, I would like to see your big three in that show all create their own guilds or whatever they're called in those. Like, so essentially, it's not a full
agencies.
Yeah. So y'all are now the big three of agencies or whatever. Like the people before you were, like Nine gone or whatever. Midoriya, and I don't even mean you go through the ranks and you take over this one. I mean, no,
you start your own.
Strike out on your own, and y'all become the big three of your own volition, and you're now training the next level of heroes. I think that would be interesting, but for me to go off and just watch Bakugo, I don't think I'd be that interested. Or just watch Todoroki, I don't think I'd be that interested. Midoriya, I'm interested in My Hero Academia, so maybe. But your story right now is how you became the #1 hero. I don't know if I'd care too much after you get there of just watching your story. I don't really know.
So you don't think the story is going to continue after he becomes the #1 hero?
If it does, it's going to be a spinoff or something like that.
Right.
The show should logically end when he becomes the #1 hero. Now you might have a little bit of, I'm the #1 hero, but I think that show probably ends before he becomes the #1 hero. because right now it's all about him in high school. And how many shows do you see kids actually get out of high school?
I'm hoping that this one they do, because they are progressing in the years and everything like that, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping this one actually does, and I'm hoping that they at least have a graduation ceremony or something like that, and because I want to know who he's telling the story to, or why he's telling the story, if he's telling it to the next person or anything like that. We've talked about it in a previous video, but man, a spinoff that I would like to see, Gil Darts from Fairy Tail. We've talked about it before. You don't like him very much, because... Huh? I thought you said you didn't like him because they have to move the entire city around because he can't control his powers.
I think he has a boring power.
Oh, okay. I think his power is really cool. For those of you guys that don't know, he has the ability to, what would you, like, break anything apart?
Yeah, it's a breakdown ability type thing, but it's weird because he apparently can't use it on people. They turn into little people, because Natsu turned into little people.
That was hilarious. Right. He definitely should have died. But then we found out, I mean, if you guys haven't watched Fairy Tail, pause here, just skip over like 5 minutes. But we found out Natsu's E&D. So, like, can Natsu actually die? But we never said if he could actually die or not, because he was like something that was created in a lab.
What does that mean he can't die?
Maybe he has immortality. I don't know. They never specified or said anything about it.
Natsu punched through time. That shows bullshit. He can die.
With the power of friendship, anything is possible.
Well, Gildart's get two friends, he can kill Natsu.
So, and also, like Yujiro Hanma, I would love to see a spinoff of Yujiro Hanma, like before or after.
I like you too much as the antagonist. I can't watch it the name. Especially since your whole thing, like a prequel for him, it would be you just running rampant with people.
Literally.
So like they, you don't read the manga at all or anything like that, because
I watched the original.
Yeah, but so. No, they do. Yeah, okay, so I need to go back and watch season 1 apparently. But so in the manga, I'm reading that right now.
No, you gotta look at Baki the grappler.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, when he has red hair before he dyes of black, right? Yeah. So, but in the manga, you know where they're at right now, Baki and Yujiro are actually fighting and stuff. But Baki's grandfather shows up that you've never seen before, and you think Yujiro is big. This dude.
And it's one of those,
like, damn.
But like literally, I very much recommend anybody who likes Baki, go watch Baki the Grappler. You don't fully understand by watching the Netflix Baki why he's trying to be better than his dad. Everyone's like, oh, well, everybody wants to be the best, but he's
not trying to be the best. He should have said that.
The show that no, I just need to be stronger than my dad. My dad just happens to be the strongest.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, well, that's. We thought you wanted to be the best. But when you go back and you watch the original show, and spoilers for anyone who's going to do it, and find out Yujiro killed his mother.
In front of him.
Like, literally, and before your eyes,
you could do nothing.
And you were in the middle of fighting him, and he did that.
Yeah.
And you were no diss. Like, you were...
I don't think he broke a sweat.
He did not.
At all.
And you mean, like...
I have watched that fight. You guys, I literally have watched that fight.
When you say that you want to see prequels for Yujiro, I get it. In the original Baki show, he punches the earth and stops an earthquake.
Right.
Like, so I get it when people say that, but at the same time.
Or when he does the Muhammad Ali, like you see that back, and he literally Muhammad Ali is just like, I can't touch this dude.
Mm-hmm. So I get it, and it's like, but it would be one of those. It would be seeing Yujiro walk around and play the game of fuck around and find out. But he never gets to find out. So, especially right here, right now, in Baki, you kind of see that he's untouchable. So it's like...
Yeah, even like... So, Baki and his dad sit down for dinner, and the entire Japanese and United States military are watching the entire thing, and they're like, if they want to fight, there's shit we can do.
Well, they say at the end of Baki Hanma, the season that we have, they say that they are the powers of nations at this point. So it's one of those like, yeah, that's a 2-man war.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you watch the original 2 seasons of Baki, Yujiro was a soldier that got sent in to just do stuff by himself.
He destroyed armies and nations. It's kind of like the whole Captain America thing.
Right.
You know, the Wonder Woman thing, how they were sent into battle to save.
Right, so, and then in the manga and stuff like that, you find out that Baki's dad literally was on an island by himself. They dropped massive machine gun fire and bombs on this island. They literally carpet bombed it and everything like that. They sent in 6 battalions and are like, no one could survive this. And all of a sudden, this massive dude shows up and just starts laying waste to all of them. Then he ends up getting on a boat that they were on, killing everyone on the boat. And it's like, how is this fucking possible?
Exactly. So it's essentially one of those overpowered main character animes.
Right.
With the worst story.
Oh, and then I can't think of a Naruto character I would want to maybe Shikamaru.
Well, Rock Lee and his ninja friends is kind of funny.
I haven't watched it because the animation looks like it's for children.
Yeah, I was it's called chibi animation or whatever, and it's an anime art form or whatever where they look like little kids.
What's his name? What's the third grandson name?
Konohamaru?
I think Konohamaru might be a little interesting.
That might not be bad.
But, I mean, because just think about it. He grew up with Naruto. He grandpa.
I feel like Konohamaru would be better than Boruto.
Listen,
I heard he's pretty cold in Boruto.
He is cold in Boruto.
Very good.
Yeah.
I've seen the clips of him fighting
Juro.
You
better not talk about Boruto.
It's so slow. It's so slow.
I'll tell you something.
It's so slow.
Listen, Boruto right now compared to Naruto, and where Naruto was, I think is fighting with Naruto.
Yeah, because Naruto's actually doing stuff now.
What I'm talking about,
he took the name of the show back, might as well.
What I'm talking about, at Naruto point of season compared to Boruto point of season, I think is about even or very close.
And I stopped watching it. So they give a backstory to what's his name? The guy's daughter, the Shikamaru's captain's daughter. What's his name?
I don't know.
Shikamaru's captain, the one that died.
Oh, Asuma.
Asuma, his daughter. Remember, so
they
gave 4 episodes to just her. Had nothing to do with the story or anything like that. And I'm like, what's the point of this?
Let me help you out because they do stuff like that because Boruto was catching up with the manga, and so they're in a phase where it's strictly anime. Nothing's gonna be right now. There's nothing that they're doing right now, and for probably the next 2 years, it's gonna be manga related.
Then I don't want to watch it.
Well,
I don't care about people's manga stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. But they can create these stories. They don't want to. They don't want to have what's the place with the angels and elves and stuff where they count up Black Clover. They don't want to have a Black Clover event where you catch up with the manga and then you gotta wait freaking 2 or 3 years before you put out some more stuff.
They're coming out with a movie. They're literally making a movie right now.
But the anime caught up to the manga. And
right.
Prior to that, they had to wait years.
Yeah, but a worse one than that was Bleach. When Bleach would catch up, the filler they put in.
But the thing is that this is not filler though. What they're doing is original stuff. They're creating new characters to keep the story going. And then once they feel like the manga is further, we can work the manga into it. I think it's a brilliant idea what they're doing because no, it's not. People like to hop on the damn, excuse my language, the doggone.
I've been saying fuck, and he's just like, damn, excuse my language.
They like to hop on the doggone manga this, manga that, but let the anime people, because not all anime. When people go anime, it's not all bad anime, not all bad stories. And be like, oh, it's not candy, but it's just a filler. Not all of it's filler. Now it is some episodes, some cartoons or anime, they do a bunch of fillers. But in this particular case, I feel like they were very smart and strategic to just create their own things prior to while they wait on the manga to further advance and move on. Because I think Bleach should have did it. I think it would have been more interesting to see. It would have been more interesting and to add on to see what Bleach would have looked like if they had not rushed it soon and then everything just was created, from the mind of whoever.
No, because what you're explaining, I was like, no, that is what you're describing is what a filler is. It's just that you're saying Boruto has good filler.
I don't know.
The difference is because it's called filler because you had to fill in the time while you're waiting for your manga. So it's still a filler. You're just saying that they have good filler. And some shows have good filler. Some shows don't. Like a lot of people don't like the Bound arc. They're like, hey, it wasn't in, it's not canon. I don't like the Bound arc. I'm perfectly fine with the Bound arc. I liked it.
The only one I didn't like was when they stopped in the middle of Wakamundo. They cut Wakamundo in half.
And that was a lot of people's complaints.
Yeah, I don't mind the bouts.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When they add stuff like
The
that,
problem is that people call filler and immediately they're like, nah, filler's a bad thing.
Right.
It's a bad
Well,
thing.
so-
It's like, but no, it's a filler. It's just good. That's what you're saying.
I'm thinking about, when I think of filler, I think of a side story. That's like a side story.
right?
I think that's, to me, that's filler. That's why I was figuring a filler is a side story, not pertaining to like the main theme, and not necessarily the manga, but to the main story, focus around your main batch of folks.
Here's my question for you. Would you look at it differently if you understood that if someone just called, you said it's a side story, if we called that world building? Because that's what you're doing. Because even though Naruto's doing certain stuff, this had to have been happening because other people exist.
Right.
So world building is sometimes also filler. And it's just one of those that like it's still filler. It's just what you're saying is, hey, they actually went down and said, hey, we are gonna come up with a good filler story.
Right.
And that's what they did.
Right.
And other things are like, well, Bleach, you made an episode that was talking about the movie that you had coming out and no one cared.
Right.
I was like, that's bad filler. I was like, but
Well, they do the same thing in One Piece. You know what I mean? They had like 4 episodes to like do the movie.
right. So it's one of those, I get what you're saying. It's one of those because a lot of people be like, oh well, that's not canon. That's not canon.
Right.
The way I view it, I was like, there's a manga canon and there's an anime canon.
Right.
Because that happened in the anime. They're like, oh well, it didn't happen in the manga. We don't care.
Right.
I didn't read the manga.
Okay.
It's like I like the show. I didn't read the manga. But
And that's what Boruto doing right now. So and I think I think it's smart. And I haven't looked at Boruto in Lord knows how long, but prior to where I left off on, I feel like he was smart. And it's been, to me, it's been working. I like it. Now the animation always could sometimes, it has the good days and bad. It has the good episodes and bad episodes.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that I think they learned from the Naruto mistakes, and now they're like, okay.
But even you mentioned Black Clover. I would love to see, and we've talked about it before. I don't like prequels. I just don't. But a Yami Sukahiro prequel, I'd be interested.
I mean, you kind of got some of that in the show, though.
You got a little bit. You got him meeting his new people, but you did not see what he was actually able to do in order for Julius to be like, you can be a captain.
Right.
Well, you saw him on the battlefield. There was one episode where you literally saw him in the middle of a battle with this Diamond Kingdom, I think. And then there was another episode where you saw him and Captain of the Rising Dawn. I can't remember what his name is right now.
I know what you're talking about. The World Tree Magic. Dude.
Right. You saw those two go up against those bandits that kept going into that village and stuff like that. So I mean, you kind of saw what Yami was able to do.
You can't give me 2 fights and say he can be a captain.
Well, it was after that bandit fight that he was promoted to captain.
Yeah, but you can't give me 2 fights and tell me Julius, as a magic fanatic, is like, you should be a captain. He didn't even get Dimensional Slash until Black Clover started. And he got that.
Well, also, he's like one of the few people that actually has like a very good sword. Because you know what I mean? I feel like the swords that they were using in that anime.
Show me it.
I mean, yeah, you didn't see him fight anyone sword fight. You didn't see him sword fight. The only other person you saw with a sword was the captain of the Blue Rose.
What made him decide, you know what, my magic's not strong enough, I gotta put it on a blade?
It was too slow.
What made him decide that?
He saw that it was too slow because it's dark magic.
You don't know.
Going way too into it. But I also would not. I would also love to see it too. But I also wouldn't mind seeing a spin-off of just Julius. Because they said that we're supposed to get that. They said that we're supposed to get that in the movie in the new season that's coming out, because everyone thinks that he is the embodiment of Luciferio. No, Luciferio.
Oh.
Is that what his name is?
Wait,
the head demon. Yeah, the head devil. The head demon.
That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Oh, you should. Yeah, you follow the TikToks I follow.
TikTok fans be going ridiculous.
Yeah.
But man, that's really all. I mean, I don't have a lot more side characters that I'd really like to watch. There's not a lot of them.
So there's not a lot, but I feel like in almost every show, there's one where it'd be like, if you went off on a tangent, I'd be interested.
Right.
I also wouldn't mind seeing Jiraiya's journeys.
I think I got me personally. I think I got enough. I would understand other people saying, "Yeah, give me more Jiraiya." I'm like, you good.
You know, he got laid a lot.
I'm like, you good.
All right, guys. Well, check out the rest of our videos, and we'll see you next time.